Hello, Brian. Ted Johnson here with Marketing for Fishing Guides. I appreciate you reaching out to me and asking how we can help possibly market Intricate Bay Lodge. And I thought, well, I'll send you a quick video. It sort of describes some of our services, and that might be a place to start our conversation. Again, I'm Ted Johnson. For the last, 15 years, I've been a certified business consultant. That's one of the ways that I've made a living, along with starting 3 different online businesses. I consider myself an expert on online and offline and now mobile marketing, which I've been into for the last 3+ years. I'm by no means a newbie to this field. I've been working in and out of the fishing industry since the 1980s. I was a manufacturer's rep working on the IT side with various retailers that sell sporting goods. I've run a boat, and I've done all sorts of things. And of course, I love to fish, and I have a real passion for the business of fishing. If I may start, let me tell you a little about the history of marketing when it comes online. And the first step was websites. And when websites were developed, there was no way to really index them. If you put a website up, you were considered part of the elite piece of your industry, if you may, because really nobody else had a website. And you spent thousands of dollars to get people there, and that gave you validity. But then Google got into the game, and Google started indexing all of these websites, meaning a way that you can go in and type in keywords and find websites that were relevant to what you were looking for. And that's put everybody back on sort of this level playing field as the websites got less expensive to put up and Google was indexing them based on their relevancy. Then you could start competing with the big boys, if you may. And now it's a mobile environment out there. And the reason I'm saying it's mobile is that now 69% of all internet searches or web views are now done on mobile devices. And that's just happened really in the last few months. Back in February of this year, the websites were being viewed on mobile devices at a 50% rate, and now they've climbed over the last 10 months to 69%. I've been in the airport the last couple of days and running around there, and I'm just absolutely amazed every time I go into a public place how many people have a smartphone and how many people are searching the internet, just sort of waiting around and doing different things. And that's why we're starting to see these numbers climb dramatically. And if people aren't addressing what their website looks like on a mobile device, they're missing out. Now, I've got to commend you. You've got a tremendous website, and obviously you spent both time and money in putting it together. And then you took advantage of what's called a responsive design. And this is fairly new in the last year or two, where what basically happens is websites, when they're viewed on mobile devices, automatically resize the screen to fit the size of the device. This is an actual screenshot that I took on my iPhone of your website on my iPhone, and obviously I'm sure you've looked at it also. It just takes your website and reformats it, and I can scroll then down. It's like looking at a cash register receipt. It just kind of goes on and on. All the functionality is there, and I'd say 90% of all lodges and guides right now are not addressing that. Their websites look terrible on a mobile device, and so you're kind of a step up, if you may, when it comes to that sort of thing. And that must be serving you pretty well, because people can go around and they can go from function to function on your website on a mobile device. But there's a problem with websites, and whether you're looking at it on a mobile device or whether you're looking on a desktop, is that if you have a visitor that comes to your website, and other than through like Google Analytics, you might be able to tell the city and state that he's visiting from, but if there's no compelling reason for that visitor to either call you or fill out your contact page, you don't know who that person is, and you can't go back then and recontact that person because they gave you no permission to do so, nor did they give you any indication that you could do that Plus, there's just no way to do it unless, of course, they are proactive and they call you or fill out a contact form. Well, what my company does is we develop mobile applications. And mobile applications are a little bit different than responsive websites or mobile websites, in that they give the user a little different experience. We think it's better, but of course that is in the eye of the beholder. And I sort of took your website and I kind of skinned it on one of our applications that we have put out there for a lodge lately. And basically the differences are that we keep everything on one page. We have all the functionality at a thumb-friendly level on it, and then we start using functionality that is built into the phone. And so you see the differences here between what your site looks like on a mobile device and what a mobile application could possibly look like. The advantages of an app, and I'm sure you've heard of that. Oh, I misspelled a word there. You can communicate with those who have downloaded the app. That's the biggest part of this, is that you can reach out to people that have the app on their phone, and you can send them periodic messages to market to them. The screen is formatting to a more or a better user experience. It takes advantage of some of the functionality in the phone, the GPS functions, the phone functions, maybe the integration with social media, Facebook, Twitter, and that sort of thing. And if the app is designed right, people will go back to it over and over and over again. It also utilizes both short-term and long-term marketing tactics, meaning that you can put together a campaign where you're going out maybe to past customers or potential past customers, or guests, as I should call them that, and you can send out a targeted message to those people through a mobile device, and you can get them to immediately respond. But the other thing you can do is, like with Facebook, and I know you have a Facebook account and a blog on your website. Doesn't look like it's been updated in a while, but through a mobile device it's much easier to do that. You can stay in touch with people and let them know about fishing reports or what's coming up for the current fishing season, maybe what sportsman show you're going to be at. There's lots of ways to communicate with people that have the app on their phone. It provides you with another way to build and nurture a potential guest list and create that relationship that you're looking for in getting people to come to your lodge. And you can grow virally through people sharing it through social networks. We build into the application a way that somebody can hit that share button, and your app then will be suggested to all of their Facebook friends, and it can grow virally. And again, I'm going to underscore this, and I put it in red. If the app is designed right, people will go back to it over and over and over again, and I'll tell you how that's done. It's different than a website. You have to put in different functionality and different enticements into an application, otherwise people are just going to not download it. And so we basically work with people in creating a mobile application that really becomes a gift to your guests and potential guests that they use over and over and over again. Of course, we not only put in the marketing components into it that you would expect, such as we have a book a trip function where you can go right on your cell phone. It's in the bottom left there. You hit the book a trip. It has a form that they fill out, their name, when they want to fish, what do they want to fish for, how many people in their party, that sort of thing. We design that custom to your business. The photo gallery of photos of people's fishing experiences with you, rates, call us button, and then the share us button that we talked about. So not only does it have the marketing component that you as the business owner are looking for, but we also put in various functions and tools that then these potential guests will kind of cherish in a way, and they'll want to go back and use it over and over and over again, which keeps the app on their phone. Such as we put in a fish identifier, what we call in many of our apps what we fish for. But basically it's a listing of all the different types of fish that are in and around your lodge, the freshwater fish, the saltwater fish. I would imagine in your area you get a number of people that come up and hook a pike in some of the slow water there, and they go, what in the world is this thing? Well, they can look on their phone and they can see, hey, that's a pike, that's what that is. And there's descriptions of it, nice pictures of all those fish. It's really pretty cool. We also put into the system an up-to-date fishing synopsis. In your case, it would be for the state of Alaska. We take the most current fishing synopsis. It's always on their phone. We update it when it comes out updated, and so they never have to go to a sporting goods store or go online to figure out what the fishing regulations are. It's always available on their mobile device. We've also designed out what's called a fish weight calculator, and this is built out for like salmon, steelhead, and trout, where you take the length of the fish, the girth behind the gills, and then it calculates the weight of that fish, and they don't have to have a scale out in the field with them. The other thing that we built into the calculator that's really pretty cool is a way to take a photo of the fish, and then it's tagged with the length, the girth, and the estimated weight of the fish, and then it's emailed to themselves along with the GPS coordinates of where they caught the fish. Maybe it's sent off to their fishing buddies. You can do a lot of things with that, and that's become very, very popular for us to put into our applications, not only for guides but for lodges. We have a testimonial section that's hooked up directly to Facebook also. And then something that we call fishing reports. Fishing reports are these ways that we can go back out to people and say, hey, you know, we're killing the rainbows this week. You know, we still have space in the lodge in 2 weeks. Give us a call. It's nice to go out and be able to touch those people that have the app on their phone with these customized fishing reports that goes out to them. And I'll explain more about that in a second. Here are some of the different functions and how some of the screens can look. Of course, we develop all of our apps on a customized basis. We match usually the colors in your website. We match the language in your website. So there seems to be like a seamless transition between one or another. But the second screen over is our fish identifier. If you'll notice that we put the salmon both in the saltwater mode and also in the spawning mode with 2 different photos of them. If you click on that, you'll go down and you get a really nice description of what the fish is. The next one over is our fishing report. Those are categorized, or not categorized, they're stored in the history of the phone also, so you can always go back and look at how the different fishing reports are. This is something that's done by you. We give you access to a dashboard, and then you can type in that fishing report and it's sent out to all of the people that have the app on the phone. The fourth one over is actually the synopsis for the state of Oregon, and it's all 150 some pages of the fishing synopsis that's in PDF format, searchable, and that sort of thing. Is really pretty cool the way it works. And of course we have the state of Alaska in there also. If you do any saltwater fishing, particularly halibut, we can put in a length and weight chart. That's the 5th one over. If we go to the bottom, you'll see the book a trip function, and then it looks like the testimonials. And then we have something called a submit a photo button. How many times have you been out with a client or a guest and they've hooked a beautiful rainbow and they get the great picture and you go, hey, I'd really like to have that for my website, and they go, yeah, not a problem, I'll send it to you. What are the chances that you get that? Probably pretty nil. Well, we've developed right on the mobile application what we call submit a photo. You have them go to the app, either back at the lodge or wherever, and hit the submit a photo. They pick the photo and it's automatically emailed to you, and it can be used then for all of your different marketing collateral. It's really pretty cool the way it works. The next one over is what we call the Meet Me function. Now for guides, this tends to be a better option because what we do is we put in the GPS locations of where they meet people on specific bodies of water. For lodges, we turn this into sort of an identifier of points of interest around your particular area. Being in the Bristol Bay area, you might have a cities function. We use Google Maps to do this, where you can pin the different cities. We actually set all this up for you. You can go in and put geographic points of interest. It sounds like you have a number of people that stay close to the lodge. You can even put in pins in here of different hot fishing areas that you can send people to. It's really pretty cool. And then the last one there is our fishing calculator, and you can see then the functionality of it. Again, it's been very, very popular since we developed that out. And these are just some of the functions. I'm working with a couple people on Kenai right now. They're into guiding razor clams, and I chuckle a little about that because I've been up in your area and on Kenai. I can't imagine myself going up that far just to dig a razor clam, but a lot of people do. And so we put in some guides and information about digging razor clams and that sort of thing. And then there's some many other functions that we have. And when we develop out a custom app, we sit and we talk with you a number of different times as it's being developed out to put together the right application for you. But again, the most important thing is on the marketing side of this is the ability to push message. And push message is the message that we can send out to people that have the app on their phone. And this push message typically comes over the top of anything that they're doing. So you get almost 100% readership anytime you send out a push message. And so I'm giving you an example here of 4 different phones and 4 different functions. The first one was on the hotline guide service that we did an app for, and the push message came over the top, and it just says, hey, we're killing them on the Columbia. We have dates next week. Give me a call. And the next guy was looking at football scores and updates. The next guy was looking at his text messages, and the other one was an idle phone. As you can see, that text message comes over the top of anything and everything. You don't want to overuse this, but it's really, really powerful as you get, tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people that have the app downloaded to their phone. How powerful would it be to send out a weekly message talking about a fishing report, talking about maybe an upcoming event where you're going to be at and that sort of thing. It's a very good, not only short-term strategy to get new people at your lodge, it's a very good long-term strategy because you're developing this database of people that have downloaded your app. Again, I'll be redundant. Every app that we do is custom, and it's customized to your particular business. Here are just a few of the apps that we've done recently for a number of different people. In addition to that, we help you market it in that we develop a lot of collateral behind this. We set up what we call QR codes that you can then post on your brochures. I know you had an online brochure that you can download. We develop out not only a brochure for you, we develop out a sign for trade show booths and other places that you might want to be at. We develop out a business card where you can have these printed with these QR codes. The QR codes, if you haven't used them, are really pretty cool. You can scan those with a mobile device. Most mobile devices now have a QR code reader, and it'll go directly to your application download, and they can hit download and bang, it's on the phone. It's amazing how it works. Now, a lot of people will say, well, gosh, Ted, that seems like something my teenager would do. Well, they did a study, Brian, a while back, and they found that over 60% of these QR codes are being scanned by affluent middle-aged men. And so if you think about the people that you want at your lodge, it's typically, right, one of the niches is affluent middle-aged men. And so this is a technology, this is something that's being used more and more now, and it's being adapted by the people that we want to have as guests at our lodge. Anyway, love to talk to you about it. I've got lodge packages right now. We've been running an opportunity over the last couple months for some folks that have really taken advantage of it. I offered it out to the first 30 lodges and guides that took me up on it, and we're almost through that entire list. It's a package of $997, and it's really quite a value. I've been developing apps for the last 3 years. If you came to me and wanted me to develop this out special, and I hadn't ever done one before, I'd probably charge in the $2,000 range to get this done. But again, we're doing very, very well. We've got a lot of interest in this and doing a lot of apps. And so anyway, I've got a package in the $997 range, which is very, very affordable when it comes to this type of opportunity and technology. Love to talk to you about the details about it. My number is 503-380-8012. You might have to leave a message. I'm traveling right now, but I'll be glad to get back to you and we can figure out a time to talk. Anyway, thanks again, Brian, for your time. Thanks for reaching out. Happy New Year to you. Hope you have your best year ever. Talk to you later. Bye now.